What up, players? It's Warboss Tay up in this mug. Welcome to this little update video on my Grimguard Skull Darts from Station Forge. Bought these through eBay. You might have seen a couple videos ago. Here's the first guy. Shh. I love him, how he's shushing. Then I actually painted up 5 of the 14 guys here. I wanted to get a variety. This guy's got his hat off, his hood down, so you could see his frosted tips of his mop-like hair, bushy hair. And I love painting these models. The resin is really good for painting on. And the only problem is that I dropped this guy. No, the next one. I dropped the next model and his rifle snapped right off. They're very delicate. Definitely not as sturdy as hard plastic from Games Workshop or other big companies. So if you're using resin, you want to always make sure that you've got your models clamped down. You're on a handle, painting handle, or on some poster tack on something like a prescription bottle of pills, something your hand can easily wrap around. This is the guy. So he snapped, his rifle snapped off. I had to glue it back on. No big issue. It's not a big model with a lot of fiddly pieces, but definitely not something you want happening, especially if you're painting in a common area or somewhere where there's pets or lots of traffic, because you don't want little bits to get in places that would be troublesome and irksome. There's the last guy. He's sleeping. He's taking a nap. He's tired, guys. He's been on patrol. He just wants to take a little nap. I think the drab green of the cloak blends really nicely with the bluish uniform color. And everything was so simple to paint. I keep forgetting that when you work with a smaller scale miniature, you have less to paint, less detail to go over, less to second guess yourself with. And hey, my little painting tip of the day is that if you approach your table, and I think I'm gonna paint the scope while I talk because I missed it for some reason. When you approach your painting table, before you even sit down to paint, I want you to have your colors mapped out for that session. Like if you know you're gonna work on some infantry models, I want you only to have the paints you're gonna use. Then you're not gonna get distracted, start doing some mental meandering, belly button gazing about what else you can paint. You're really gonna stay focused, and that's gonna really help. I think the fact of the matter, guys, is that as we get older and even as our lives fill up with other obligations and commitments, the time we have at the table will decrease. So when we get up from a particular paint session and we see that we didn't get that much done, maybe we've only painted 1 or 2 things because we were so busy researching or looking at other paint jobs or just not really focused on what we were doing, that becomes discouraging. And I don't want you to get discouraged. I want you to look at what you were able to accomplish. And if you were assembly line painting or batch painting, even if it's just blocking out base coats and colors, I want you to have a good feeling when you stand up to leave at the end of the day. Otherwise, you're gonna have a headache. You're gonna look at your miniatures and be discouraged and not want to come back to paint. That's the last thing that we need. So players, do me a favor. The next time you are thinking about painting, before you even sit down and put your butt in the chair, I want you to have a battle plan, a roadmap, a color scheme, something that you can follow so that all you're doing at the table is the work. You're not thinking, you're not creating, you're just following a plan. And if that means writing down a bullet point list or a step-by-step guide, you can use my painting journal, which I've linked down below in the description. You can use just a scrap sheet of paper, just write 1, 2, 3, 4, and write down the colors you're gonna use and where you're gonna paint them. As your body becomes more of an instrument of routine and reaction, you're not gonna be engaging your brain as much. You can let your active brain switch off. You can listen to podcasts or Warboss Tay videos. You can listen to music or ambient sound in the background and just let your brush do the talking, baby, and get some paint colors down, so that when you stand up at the end of your paint session and you realize how much you got done, like today, I didn't expect to get, I was thinking I would only paint up 1 more guy, and I'm assembly line painting, I'm batch painting, and I'm working on details for each of these guys. I'm so proud of what I was able to do, and I want you to be proud too. I want you to have a feeling of pride and accomplishment so that you can walk away from the table looking at what you were able to finish, and when you come back, all of your prize results are going to be staring you at the face, encouraging you to keep on going, keep on painting, enjoy this hobby, and just have a great time. All right, players, we'll see you in the next one.